staying. They were in another town interviewing locals about their view of the secretive criminal organization. Many of their members have been indicted, meeting in their area of the Austrian Alps. The hotel owner called and said the police are upset about your YouTube videos, and they want to talk to you and want to see your papers. You cannot make this up. We have amazing video coming up and audio that we're going to air here for the TV/radio audience of another checkpoint, and the federal police saying, "What are you doing filming us? It's not very polite," as they're sitting there filming them, obviously, at a checkpoint. Big mobile checkpoints set up on the side of the road with big open-back trucks, I guess, to load people into. And he goes on to say, the quote, police officer, "I do this for the taxpayers. The taxpayers' money pays me to do this. There is a private party. I will protect it from threats." And obviously, they don't like that video. Unprecedented. So now the feds are looking, and boy, you talk about bugging their eyes out hatefully. The video's up on Infowars.com. Bilderberg police defend tyrannical checkpoints. Reporter confronts Austrian police at security checkpoint. And dude gets out and goes over and starts talking to him. Guaranteed, and I know they're watching live as well, guaranteed they're going to try to claim that dude was secretly recording him or something when he clearly is there in a public place, no perception of privacy. I've checked Austrian laws. They're the same as ours under common law. But they always project that you're a criminal because they're protecting known, real criminals. Let me explain something to the Austrian police watching right now. This is what your masters don't want. London Guardian. The front of the London Guardian. Forget the G7 summit. Bilderberg is where the big guns go. Do you see this? Do you hear this, Austrian feds? Forget the G7. Bilderberg is where the big guns go. And we're there like normal people reporting on the group that brags they created the euro, the TPP, and all of it. We're there like normal people that don't want to be conquered by a bunch of people that resemble Spectre from an Ian Fleming novel. We're normal. You can try to invert reality with myself, who has no criminal record, my reporters who have no criminal record, and who have an upstanding history of breaking real, hardcore global news. So go ahead and push it and show everybody what tyrants you are, and it's going to blow up politically in your face. And we know, you've got plenty of arrogance over there, and that's fine. But we're here defending ourselves and our sovereignty, and you should be wanting to defend your country's sovereignty from this usurpation, because you've been conquered before by the Nazis. I don't believe the globalist conspiracy is a Nazi conspiracy, but the European Union, on record, was a project of Adolf Alois Hitler of Austria. That is a Nazi project, 1937, promoted the year before that at the Olympic Games, on record. And a Nazi helped establish it when it was set up, Prince Bernhard and others. So your country is being conquered again by the very same people that conquered your nation in 1939, 1940. And you're here acting like goons trying to frustrate free speech. But the globalists have already failed. London Guardian, forget the G7 summit. Bilderberg is where the big guns go. Big business set to lobby politicians for the future of EU at Bilderberg Group meeting. London Independent. It's all over French, German, Dutch news. It's not in U.S. news except for Infowars.com. And DrudgeReport.com is linking to that and breaking the blockade. We'll be back doing our job being journalists. It is Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, the 9th day of June, 2015. I'm your host, Alex Jone. If you go to Infowars.com, there's an article by Kurt Nemo titled, Bilderberg Orders Cops to Harass Journalists, Voice Your Opposition. And Paul Watson in the UK, about to travel to Austria, is writing an update on this. The federal police came to the Lodge Hotel that Infowars.com reporters Josh Owens and Rob Dew were staying at. They were down the mountain at Telf and were upset, the hotel owner said, and were looking for them because of their, quote, YouTube videos and wanted to see their passport and other, quote, papers. Papers, please. But they don't say please. Already at a checkpoint yesterday, they pull up and the police are bugging their eyes out murderously, like Rob Dew and Josh Owens had just been caught with dead babies in the back of the car. All part of the pure intimidation of you don't come here, you don't cover the 150 flaming bad guys. Even mainstream news is now likening it to a Mafia 2.0, is now likening it to a Spectre meeting. Guys covering their faces, black helicopters landing, private jets coming in, armored limousines, and 6.5 miles away. I was corrected by Rob Dew last night. 6.5 miles away, they have the first checkpoints on the roads, just roads going out of the town, roads going other directions, major roads. You pull up. We have video of this we're about to play. If you're a radio listener, go to Infowars.com. You can see it, and PrisonPlanet.com. And you pull up, and there's federal police with big trucks blocking the road with checkpoints set up, searching your vehicles. If you have a private party and someone threatens it, we're going to protect it. No, you're not. And I mean, these cops' eyes are shaking and bugging out of their heads crazily. And to Dew's credit, after the guy really smarts off and runs off, Dew gets out and goes over and starts talking to him. Because it's hard to have some guy bow up to you for no reason and not want to put them in their place. Here's the deal. We can't get a hold of our reporters right now. I talked to them 30 minutes ago. They were going to do a live feed. And I'm told we now have them on the phone. We're going to ascertain what's happening there. Yes, we'll go phone if we can't do Skype. But the globalists are losing right now. TPP is unraveling. It's in deep trouble. Sure, they'll try to pass it again. We'll fight it again. These are tectonic forces of good and evil throughout history, folks. People think we beat it 9 times, but they're back again. Oh, they're going to win. No, we have to want it more than they do. It's like a 4-quarter football game here. And by the way, we're in the 4th quarter tied. The 4th quarter's starting, baby. And for it's all the marbles, everything. Forget the G7 summit. Bilderberg is where the big guns go. London Guardian. London Independent, big business set to lobby politicians on the future of the EU at Bilderberg Group meeting. They go on to basically say it's illegal. All over the Spanish and the Dutch and the Greek and the Italian and the Austrian and the UK, they're reporting on Bilderberg saying it's criminal. Here in the U.S., zero coverage, but Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And other, quote, alternative media that's bigger than most mainstream media set side by side against each outlet. And DrudgeReport.com helping get it out, linking to our stories. That's the only groups covering this because mainline conservatives got up for years and said this didn't exist. Because if you ever admit there's shadowy groups pulling the strings, we'll stop focusing on the puppets and start focusing on the controllers. And then there goes your New World Order down the toilet. Down the you-know-water. And as we know, all toilets lead to the White House. Forget the G7 summit. They don't like this. Bilderberg is where the big guns go. You've already failed, federal police, in covering up the criminal meeting, the Spectre meeting going on in your town. And oh no, we have to have the police blocking all the entrance roads, the sub-roads, coming into the main road because we can't have the public seeing the black sedans and the diplomatic plated vehicles going to meet in secret. I mean, this is upside down planet. This is upside down world. Here's what I wanted to ask the federal police. And if you go to our article on Infowars.com, Kurt Nemo says, voice your opposition. I totally agree with him. We have all the phone numbers up there especially if you live in Europe, live in Austria, in surrounding areas. You've got to call them and say, the world is watching. What are you doing? Trampling free speech for war criminals like Henry Kissinger. Give us a break. And we've got the state police number, the federal police number, the Traffic Information Center, the federal police number. They're all there with the country codes, everything. Call the public relations offices and say, how dare you? Because now the story is going to be about the secret group of fat cats. The secret group of fat cats meeting and then wanting to keep the peasants back 6.5 miles. And then when the peasants dare put up YouTube videos showing the checkpoints, police with their eyes bugging out basically storm the hotel, guaranteed trying to get our reporters kicked out of it. And then once they've got them kicked out, like we've seen before, then they won't let them up the road within 2 miles of the hotel. And they've told them, you are not to go on any of the national park trails. They're harassing people that are skiing, people that are hiking. This was going on a week and a half ago. This was in Austrian papers. In the middle of a tourist destination. This is a tourist town, a tourist region. The Alps. You're not welcome when the leader, when the Führers come to town. Gruppenführer is in town. You little scum do not come show it. It's done in secret. Project of Adolf Hitler. Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer. Sickening. Well, guess what? You failed miserably in your attempt. And your attempt to smash free speech is only making it explode right now. You watch. What you're doing will now be in scores of newspapers and will only draw more interest. And what was the only way we'd fail, ladies and gentlemen? The only way we'd fail is by not going and showing their tyranny, because they always act like the criminal scum they are. You're not allowed to look Hillary Clinton in the eyes on record at Bilderberg. They treat everyone like total filth, and their minions treat the people like filth. This is what they think of you. Unbelievable. Let's go to Rob Dew and Josh Owens reporting from telephone, because Skype is down right now. Tell us where you are in the surrounding area, and a report on the police and what you're planning.
All right. Hey, Alex, this is Rob Dew reporting live from Mesan, Austria, just right next door to Telfs. It's a even smaller hamlet. We have a second hotel here, just in case. We got this actually because it had better Wi-Fi, and then all of a sudden the Wi-Fi seems to be acting screwy. Very interesting. But today we were down in Telfs interviewing people, asking them what they thought about Bilderberg. Most of the older people didn't want to talk to us. A lot of the younger kids were interested in Bilderberg. A lot of them didn't know what it was. But during all that, I got a call from the hotel manager at the Rompenhof, where we're staying. We have a cabin up there. It's the one that's real close to Bilderberg, to where the Innerhalpen is. And he called, and he wanted to know if we could pay in full on Wednesday. I said, yeah, we have no problem, paying up, whatever. And he goes, also, the police were here looking for you. I said, really? I said, we already talked to the police. We showed them our passports. Why did, He goes, yeah, these might have been, I don't know if they were different or not, but they were asking about YouTube videos. And I'm kind of speaking in his broken dialect. He was, talking in a German accent with English. And I said, YouTube videos, okay, that's interesting. I said, is it the same police that are in the parking lot? Because I'll just go up and talk to them when we come back up. He goes, no, they came from a different area. I think these are more like your FBI or something. So that tells me that it could be the Cobra special operators that are here. There's at least 24 of them that we know of. So this is getting.
By the way, we're not joking. These are like special forces people that reside in a castle, and they call themselves Cobra Security. You cannot make this up.
Right, and maybe they saw a report John Bound did on Cobra and didn't like that, or maybe they saw the report of showing the checkpoint. And they
if they don't like our free speech, they can go straight to hell with all the other fascist scum.
That's how I feel. The guy tried to call me out for videotaping the checkpoint. And I said, listen, you're out here doing something, you're out here supposedly for this event that doesn't start till Thursday. And he goes, well, we're the police.